Any copyrighted material in this video is used under the law of fair use for commentary and criticism. The purpose of the OC Court of Justice is to learn about character development and is in no way meant to promote harassing the creator. No matter how angry I may get at them, please do not harass any of the artists mentioned in the following video. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello! Happy 100th subscriber milestone. Thank you for being here and enjoying my content. That means a lot. I've been wanting to do an Attack on Titan OC for a while, and finally I have my chance to do one. I was hoping to find an Attack on Titan OC that had like really long pink hair and cat ears. And if anybody finds an Attack on Titan OC like that, please send them to court. But in court today we have Dows by Hana Kiete, or Mickey as some of you might call her. For being in a story like Attack on Titan, I think Dows is a very good first and last name. It seems like a common, realistic name. Some people get a bit carried away and they want to name their character something like, oh, I don't know, Crystal Waters or something like that. You know, because they want to sound special and different. And in the right story or fandom, you might want something a bit more fancy, but not in this case. It almost even sounds kinda dowdy. And Dows rhymes with cows. But I do like it. I think it even kind of fits in with her character, who is timid and is even described as mousy. Let's go over Allie's biography. Allie's father was a squad leader for the Scouts, and her mother was a nurse, or used to be anyway, until she had Allie and became a housewife. Allie's mother died of TB, and she continued to live on with her mother's best friend and her son, Mark. And unlike some people, the name Mark doesn't bother me. I don't care if it's close to the name Marco. I mean, in real life, sometimes people are going to have the exact same name, or have a name similar to somebody else. As long as an Attack on Titan OC isn't named like Eren, Mikasa, Armin, or another main character, I really don't see the problem. If they have the same first name of a really minor character, I also don't see the problem in that. Eventually, Allie's father dies in battle, and she decides to join the Scouts, just like how her father was a Scout. Allie's friend Mark also joins the Scouts, but unfortunately he gets nommed on and bleeds to death, and I actually felt kinda sorry for him. From the little I read about his character, and his relationship with Allie, I was actually kinda sad. After that, Allie finds herself really disturbed by the sight of blood, even if it's her own, which is going to suck every month. In the year 8050, she finally enlists in the Survey Corps. Allie is paired with a Jean. Or is it John? Or is it Jean? I'm gonna go with John. No, I'm gonna go with John. Allie becomes friends with Marco, who reminds her of her dead friend Mark. She meets Jean through Marco, and a friendship forms between them because they both have lost someone dear to them, which I'm guessing for Jean is Marco. Yeah, sorry if that was spoiled for anyone, but it happens pretty early. I definitely could see Jean being dateable after a while, and I think Allie is a pretty good match for him. Like it is stated a couple of times in the first season of Attack on Titan, Jean is a good leader. And Allie seems like a very good follower, because she has low self-esteem, and she's not exactly intelligent. I think those two even each other out pretty well. As pointed out by Allie's creator, Jean and Allie would most likely clash in some ways, which makes for a great dynamic instead of having the oh-so-perfect relationship nobody argues or anything. The only other character I could really see Allie being with would, maybe be Armin? God, I hate Armin. Actually, I don't think I'm the only person that does. But man, I hate Armin. Honestly, I feel like what Allie's creator writes about Jean and Allie really puts their relationship in a clear perspective, and it makes a lot of sense. From what I know about Attack on Titan, I could see this couple being a real thing. Hana Kiete also wonders if Allie should be killed off. My suggestion? Kill her off if Jean lives, and keep her alive if Jean dies. Really, you could go any way with this, but that's my personal feeling. If you're not sure whether a character in an environment where a lot of people die should live or die, go with the opposite of whoever they're paired with if that character is a canon character. Because if the canon character survives and your OC survives, people might be like, oh well, doesn't that just work out perfectly? And they might see it as too unrealistic. Now, if the canonical character dies and your OC lives, perhaps they can become stronger from that event. They can move on and have a life with a character that nobody expected them to end up with. Because, you know, life kind of goes that way sometimes, but it can be equally satisfying. But if you can pull it off, you know, a happy ending where they end up with a certain canonical character can be nice too. And not be considered cheap or too perfect. But death rate in Attack on Titan is pretty high, so once again, my advice, do to Allie the opposite of whatever happens to Jean. For Allie's biography, I have no convictions to make. Everything seems well thought out. The pairing makes sense to me, her background makes sense to me, and so far her role in the events in Attack on Titan makes sense to me. That all can change depending on what happens later on in the series, but me personally, I've only seen the first season, and I am giving most of my opinion off of that. I do my best to make sure that there's no vital information that'll really drastically change whether a character would fit in a certain fandom or not, in this case Attack on Titan. But yeah, so far everything seems pretty legit. If you feel differently, please leave a comment below. We're now going to move on to her visual design. Her design is the typical scout uniform with a white shirt. She has brown hair and green eyes. I think her hair is just the right length. If it was much longer, I would be like, no, this isn't going to work out. Because obviously having too long of hair could, you know, get caught in the machinery. Oh god, my cat's getting in the way. My cat, okay. Stop it, just sit on me. You can't sit in front of my microphone like that. Okay. I think she's cute, and she's different from a lot of the other characters in Attack on Titan. There's so many characters in Attack on Titan, you know, it's really hard to come up with a original look that isn't too wild. There's absolutely no convictions for her visual design. Now let's move on to her traits. Allie is known to be very good with her 3D maneuvering gear. Attack on Titan characters usually have their skills and abilities rated, 1 being lowly skilled and 10 being highly skilled, or something to that extent. For Allie, her skill with 3D maneuvering gear is rated a 9. Her intelligence is rated a 4. Her martial arts is rated a 3. Her battle skill is rated 4. Her agility is rated 7. And her strategy is rated 2. Oh, and her teamwork is rated 6, and her passion is rated 5. However, if she's very good at using the 3DMG, wouldn't her battle skill be a bit better? I mean, I guess truly her only use is as a distraction, because knowing how to use the gear without having the battle skill just kind of makes it sort of moot, doesn't it? However, having a low battle skill does suit her unconfident personality. When it comes to Titans, she's made 2 solo kills and 15 team kills. Also, which makes sense when you consider how quiet and panicky she is and how she tends to run away instead of fight. But I feel as if, though, she's a little too useless. She makes a great side character, but if you want her as like the center of a fanfiction or something, you need to give her a bit more of an edge, otherwise she's just kind of, she's a little too underpowered and you don't see the reason as to why you would be interested in this character. She likes to bake and she likes horses and she likes to accomplish things. All of that seems very plausible. The conviction I'll have to give for Allie's traits is being the weakest link. I say that because I feel like there's nothing about this character that really grabs me. She isn't very smart, she doesn't really fight well, and she's very introverted. Perhaps if she was more teamwork orientated and excelled in being some sort of moral support or something that made the team dependent on her in some way. Like, as much as I don't like Armin, at least he's very smart, and that's what he brings to the table. Alright. Allie Dows, by Hana Kiete, you have been charged with being the weakest link. And that's it. You have been found not guilty. Your sentence? You don't have one, I just said you're not guilty. Well, that was rather anticlimactic. As I said before, I think something will need to be changed if she becomes the center of a fanfiction, but just as a side character, I think she is functional and fine just the way she is.
From what I can tell, this character has actually been through a couple revisions or something like that, because there have been critiques on it, and some things have been changed. As long as someone is willing to take critique, and to do their best to improve their character, they will most likely get to a point where they make a lot of good characters. Characters that, if they're taken to court, they aren't going to be sentenced to anything, and they won't go to OC prison. Hana Kiete and Icy Hazard both have this in common, which is why both their characters made it out of court. Looking at your character critically, and having the will to change them, will drastically change the quality of the characters you will produce. That's all I have for now. Me and JoJo will be seeing you next time.